A LaSalle, Colorado police officer has been charged with second-degree murder after he shot a man in a dollar store parking lot during an investigation about a car's suspicious paint job.
That's fresh paint too, that's roll-on.
I can smell it. It used to be red.
A roller paint job on the car, that headlight, that's suspicious.
It was the officer's third day of training with that police department. Can a police officer shoot a man attempting to flee a suspicious paint job investigation? Let's take a look at the footage so that we understand the facts. That will give us the answer.
Pull the car up right in front of it and let's go see if they're inside.
I could do that. For sure.
Get out! Get out!
Eric Hernandez was on his third day with the department and was training with veteran LaSalle police officer Sam Johnson. The pair saw what they determined to be a suspicious vehicle parked at the town's dollar store. The car, a Dodge Magnum, had been backed into a parking spot, was double parked, and had recently been painted, quote, unprofessionally, according to the officers.
It's on. Cherokee Nation, Oklahoma. I'll go to clearance. Dispatch by cell, 865 clearance. Can you clear a Oklahoma plate?
That's fresh paint too, that's roll-on.
I can smell it. See anything in there?
There's some blankets.
I saw blankets. Besides this one. Copy. Let me get you a VIN and that's going to be a negative. I'm able to get it. It used to be red.
What does it come back on?
Nothing. Plate doesn't come back to anything. That's what he said.
So what are you going to do?
Hernandez initially suggested either towing the car or placing a warning sticker in the window. Johnson suggested boxing the Magnum in with their cruiser and going into the store. What could go wrong? A roller paint job on that car with that headlight? That's suspicious. Johnson can be heard on the body cam video saying, "You have every reason to start questioning somebody about that."
Two things I can do. We can, right now it's parked. Double parked. So we've got a complaint so we could tow it. Or if we wanted to be nice, leave a 72-hour tag on it and go that route. But in this case,
How about this? Pull the car up right in front of it and let's go see if they're inside.
I could do that. For sure.
white, that's suspicious. If you
Yeah.
have every reason to start questioning somebody about that because that's against DOD.
The officers spoke with the store's employees who said no one who worked there drove that car.
Hello. Got a quick question for you.
Yes.
Did you see that white Dodge Magnum parked out there?
I did not.
Okay. Did anybody know if your employees drive a white Dodge Magnum?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Thank you.
You know, it's around at that time.
I don't. Well, just right now. We just noticed it right now, so
Oh, okay.
it hasn't been that long. I used to.
Oh,
Cool. Employees don't own any kind of car like that, so guess we start asking people. Let's go see these guys.
Hernandez and Johnson began walking down an aisle looking for the Magnum's driver. The car's driver, Justin Reffel, was in the back of the store. When he saw the officers approaching, he walked to the emergency exit and pressed on the door, which then set off the store's alarm. He then ran towards the front of the store. Hernandez and Johnson went to the emergency exit and looked outside. When they didn't see anyone, they ran back through the store and out into the parking lot.
This guy walking away. Did you see that? Yeah. Keep an eye out. There you go.
There he goes. Dispatch, Sal 865, point pursuit. Go.
He's still in here. Where'd he go?
Get on the ground!
Hernandez yelled at Reffel to get out of the car as Reffel put it in reverse and backed up several feet. Reffel then put the car into drive and began to pull out of the parking spots.
Get out of the car!
Get out now! Get out! Get out! Get out of the car!
Hernandez then fired 4 rounds.
Dispatch. Shots fired. Let's go. 5 shots.
The actual shooting footage has been censored in order to comply with YouTube's guidelines. As usual, I'll post a raw, uncensored clip of this portion at the blog post linked below. Reffel drove away and crashed into the rear of a third party's vehicle. He was taken to the hospital where he was declared dead. LaSalle Police Chief Dave Arnold said he believed that his officers followed department policies and protocols, at least up until the shooting itself. The officers on scene did what they did, and they have their reasons for it. He said that since the shooting, the department has added additional de-escalation and crisis intervention trainings. The department fired Hernandez when the indictment came out. Johnson is back on the job, according to the chief. What is the constitutional law here? Considering when an officer may reasonably use deadly force against felony suspects, the Supreme Court has set a simple rule. Where the suspect poses no immediate threat to the officer and no threat to others, the harm resulting from failing to apprehend him does not justify the use of force in doing so. Further, a police officer may not seize an unarmed, non-dangerous suspect by just shooting him dead. But where the officer has probable cause to believe that the suspect poses a threat of serious physical harm, either to the officer or to others, it's not unconstitutionally unreasonable to prevent his escape by using deadly force, i.e. shooting him. The ability of law enforcement to ever shoot someone who is fleeing away from them just to prevent the escape is generally known as the fleeing felon rule, and that comes from the Supreme Court case of Tennessee versus Garner. The first important fact to acknowledge here is, was this a fleeing felon situation? Or in other words, was this individual known to the officer to be so dangerous and so likely to seriously harm or kill someone that it would be reasonable to shoot him to prevent his escape? This was a suspicious car investigation. Of course, a bad paint job, to my knowledge, is not a crime. It could be suspicious, I suppose, if combined with other facts. The only potential crime that I see here is the car being double parked. Though, is that even a crime under Colorado state law? This was private property. Did the business here complain to the police? If so, maybe there could be a potential trespassing crime in the works. But even then, many states require that an individual be asked to leave prior to being detained or charged for trespassing by the police. The point is, even if the officers come up with something under state law, it's going to be very minor. It's certainly not going to be a felony rising to the level of making it reasonable to shoot someone in the back who is attempting to flee, something like armed robbery or murder. Therefore, the only way this use of force, this use of deadly force is legal is if there was an immediate threat to the officer or a bystander at the time that the trigger was pulled. The vehicle here appears on the video to be fleeing away from the officer when the shots are fired. There doesn't appear to be anyone in the immediate path of the vehicle. So this is clearly an illegal use of force, an illegal use of deadly force, and therefore an unreasonable and unconstitutional Fourth Amendment violation. That being said, however, the criminal case against former Officer Hernandez is a state law allegation of second-degree murder, and that's a different analysis and carries a higher burden of proof. The central issue, however, will still be the reasonableness of this officer's decision to pull the trigger based on the perceived threat. Here, he had a choice just to not pull the trigger. It may have then turned into a pursuit situation which could have theoretically endangered the public, but also that is speculation. That may not have happened. And deadly force requires immediacy of a threat, not speculation of a threat. In the end, we'll have to see what the criminal jury does with it, and perhaps a civil jury if a lawsuit is filed. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. Let me know in the comments if you think that this shooting was justified. If so, tell me why. If you want to help fight to increase accountability by government officials and police officers, please consider donating to the Institute for Justice, the link for which is below. My freedom does not end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.